I work, yes, for Edry, and someone was quoting yesterday Rosa Luxemburg, and I wanted to begin with another quote from another Marxist philosopher, Antonio Gramsci. He said famously, I'm a pessimist because of intelligence, but an optimist because of will. And I think there were many shady and many gloomy presentations yesterday, many things that will make us very, very sad and very angry about what's going on. But I'd like to first guide you through the Article 13, through this proposal to having an upload filter or a censorship machine, as we call it, but also to bring some hope. We still have time to bring this to the right position. And so quickly, I'll mention what's the EU copyright madness that we have at the moment. Second, I'll dissect the censorship machine, why it is wrong, although many speakers talked about it yesterday, and also some of them right now. And finally, what we can do, some of the things that we already said, and some of our proposals. So last year I was here, well, in this building, a different building, but in CopyCamp. And we were mentioning all this positive agenda that we had in the beginning, how copyright can be changed for the good, which are the things which we believe are broken in the copyright regime, and how they can be changed, if there is a political will, of course. So there's a chaotic system of freedoms for users to use copyrighted content, so-called exceptions and limitations that we could harmonize and apply equally all over the European Union. Until then, until last year, we weren't able to make the European Union ratify the Marrakesh Treaty, so people with visual disabilities could have access to books. Now that has been changed, thankfully, and that is ratified. And there's a bigger movement, especially in the European Union, but also in the member states, trying to make platforms and becoming the internet police force. So we have problems in our societies. We have the issue of child abuse online. We have hate speech. We have copyright infringements. And for all of that, the solution apparently is making private companies to act on our behalf. So, well, we had all of these ideas, and I won't go through the rest of the list. But what happened? What was the solution to all of these problems that the European Union brought on the table? They decided it was a good idea to have a censorship machine. And they said, okay, let's filter the internet, let's look for copyrighted content, and let's bring it down automatically via an algorithm. And that's wrong, of course, because of many issues. First of all, any tool which is there to filter content and which is able to take content automatically is a form of censorship. By not allowing you to access content directly, or by preventing the availability, which is the wording in the current proposal, that, of course, is a very powerful tool in the hands of governments. I heard that there was one of the member states in the European Council commenting about this idea in the Copyright Directive, and they said, and why are we using this only for copyright? Because, of course, once we have this tool for copyright reasons, we can use it for anything else. And this censorship machine, this tool, will be able to identify all copyrighted works, like this picture from Build, and it could identify it like any of your memes as well, and it could block it by default, because the algorithm doesn't think. The algorithm doesn't understand the exception and limitation of the European Union, as neither do I, in a way. But the machine will identify, okay, this is a copyrighted picture, therefore I take it down automatically. And this will happen with your text, with your video, with your memes, and everything you post online. But what can we do to act against it? The European Union said, okay, we're going to give you a redress mechanism. In case this system fails, we're going to give you the opportunity to access some sort of a complaint mechanism where you can say, okay, this is a work which is under exception and limitation, it shouldn't be taken down. What's going to happen in practice? And you're going to try to upload something to, let's say, YouTube in this case, or any other platform, and the platform, and you're going to be telling them, okay, this is a right of parody, I can use it in my country because of blah, 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 blah. And the platform is going to say, you know, that's fantastic, but we want to avoid problems, so this goes against our terms of service, therefore your content is down and go fuck off, in a way, with the legalist terms. So these are the three main problems that I see. You have the mandatory upload filter, the right to block legal content, and the redress mechanism that is good for nothing. Where this idea came from? This came from China. So China has already a similar system, as you can see in this news from the Electronic Frontier Foundation. And this is the path that the European Union seems to be following. Of course, should they be raising the alarms everywhere? But I haven't seen much in the media apart from the ones who work on the Brussels bubble. So I agree with Julia and others that we need to raise attention in the national media and the national member states. They say in order to defend this proposal, they say that it's not illegal because it's not a general monitoring obligation because they're going to look for specific things. So I wanted to tell them very easily in one single image how general monitoring obligation looks like in the offline world. If you go to an airport, you go through all these so-called security measures, and you go through you take off your belt, maybe your shoes, and everyone, not so happily, go through the security, put their baggage, and this happy policeman is looking through every single piece of luggage because they're looking for specific things. They're looking for liquids, they're looking for weapons, but obviously no one will deny that it is a general offline monitoring obligation. This is what they want to do with the internet. They want everyone being able to scan all the content. All these private companies will scan all the content, and if they think it's illegal, they will take it down and will give you no real redress. But can we do something? Is this so negative, or can we try to change it in the next weeks or months? Julia was mentioning this tool from the Edit Member Bits of Freedom, the SaveTheMeme.net, and there are many others, as she mentioned. And this is one of the issues. We are also working with Communia and Wikimedia. We are doing copyright workshops in 3 member states where we don't have many activists. We have done it in Slovenia. We're going to do it in Budapest next week. And we are going to do it in Lisbon in 4 weeks, I think. So yes, so we have to raise attention in the European Parliament, but also in the member states, so they can influence the negotiators, and that we can also bring the attention of the media, and that we can stop this. So we have time. We have a few weeks from now, but every single call, every single email, every single news on the media helps. So please, I hope to see you in the front line. Thanks.